Right. This is a Diigo tutorial and review. It basically is looking at the current iteration of Diigo and how it could potentially be used in an educational setting and how to use it. Um, as I've said before, going to Diigo.com, it is Google compatible. So if you have a Google account, it's very easy to log in and use. So clicking on it, I already have a Google account open, so I'm able to open it right up. All right, when you sign up, okay, when you first sign up for an account, you do have an option that there is subscription options. You have a regular educational non-pay option, but there's also a paid subscription, which offers a couple of perks, but for basic usage, it pretty much works well just with the non-paid subscription. Um, Now, I have previously used Diigo for over the course of the last 2 years. It's improved a little bit in that time. I have also taught high school students, specifically honors sophomore students and academic juniors students, okay, for high school, how to use it to upload research materials and also use an outliner in order to improve research results, as far as being able to keep track of research sources from online and so on and so forth. Now, one thing you need first if you're using it for research is you have to have the tool available, okay, on your toolbar. Okay, easy enough to install. You go to Tools, you notice Diigo extension for Chrome, and you hit Install. And after you've installed it, it will show up here in the toolbar just underneath your tabs. Okay, so that when you are searching online, okay, you'll be able to use it. Now, how it works, you do a search, okay, in this case we will work with Google. All right, and there was an article about an amputee desert marathon. Race. Okay. All I can remember is that it was an amputee who had run in desert marathon race. Haha. Okay, an amputee's toughest talent. Her 140-mile run. So this is from the New York Times. Okay, and specifically, okay. Opening it up. Now, this is a really nice. All right, and Amy Palmiera Winters completed the prosthetic leg. So she is a marathon runner, okay, and she ran a 140-mile run in the desert. Now, I want to look at this in more depth, okay, and I want to make sure that I have it to save later because I'll have problems remembering certain items. So with the idea that I'll be able to capture it, okay, I click the Diigo icon, okay, hit read and annotate, right, and it will upload it into my library, okay, where I can go through and read and annotate at leisure. Now, and so it is here. Now, how it works, okay, when I hit the last stage of one of the world's most punishing races, okay, I can highlight it. I can also comment, okay, and it opens up basically what looks like a little post-it note. Now I'm able to write my thoughts here, okay. How does this race compare with most marathons? Okay. So looking at this, being able to ask these questions and read through, it's a very interesting article. All right. All right. And reading through, it says she was free to continue her attempt to become the first female amputee to complete the Marathon des Sables, a stage race roughly equivalent of running 23.5 miles a day for 6 days in relentless heat. All right. Now, this definitely grabs attention. All right. And I want to make sure to note it. Okay. And I'll give it a different color as opposed to when I have a question. So questions I'm going to put in blue, and these ones I will put in yellow. All right. So I'm able to look at this and be able to say this is a pretty impressive feat to be able to run this marathon. And also being an amputee, that would be a whole other set of issues. Oh, let's save. That helps. And now that I've saved this, yes. Now that I've saved that, it allows me to do another thing. So that is one thing worth keeping in mind. If you haven't saved your previous post-it, it won't allow you to open another one. So in this case, let me see. This sounds grueling. Grueling. All right. And I'd be able to continue on from there, but you're getting the idea. All right. Now I've saved this. Okay, and you'll note when after I've saved, it minimizes it so it's at the end of the part that I have highlighted. So when you're adjusting and trying to do different types of annotations, figuring out the color scheme that you want, that you maybe ask sections that you ask questions about in blue, other sections that you are making comments or grabs your attention, do in yellow, whatever, it helps you to better organize your thoughts, and it helps you later when you're looking at it. Now, in this case, okay, it shows up in my library. If I go back to the Diigo library, you see that the thing is here. All right, it points out that I've got 3 annotations, okay, and it shows what I've annotated, and I can open up the article specifically in the library and be able to continue doing the annotations in this way. Now, if I were using this for a big paper, all right, I would also be able to do something called outliners. Now, to do an outliner, new outliner title, amputee challenges, we'll say. All right. Click. Now, with this, I'd be able to go through and look at, for every article I will open up under this particular heading and so on, I'd be able to, after I've read through and added my annotations, I could organize and go through and look over my annotations and put it into an outline right next to in a split screen situation where I'd have the notes and the quotes right next to it, and then be able to fill out an outline using that. To give you guys an idea, I have done previous outlines. But I'll come back to that later. But all right, with this working better, okay. Now, I will point out this is a great way to share. You can create a class grouping and be able to share articles for specific classes this way. Invite your students. The students would be able to access the articles that you post and annotate them themselves and download, and it works very well. In our case, my school, it's sort of outgrown it, or we've moved into a system where we are using Google Classroom, so we don't need this sort of setup anymore. But That said, okay, because Google Classroom offers the ability to do grading and share assignments and so on much the same way, with a little bit better organization under the circumstances. If you have everybody has Google um, spots and everything else. In our case, it works better for our students to use Google Classroom. But this is still an excellent option for doing a professional learning community. If you have a group of teachers that would like to share research, teaching ideas, and so on and so forth, you'd be able to create a group for the teachers to be able to do that. It's relatively easy to make a group and invite people and keep it private within a group of teachers, and invite people to join, selective people, and so on and so forth. So it's a very good option, even if it's no longer relevant to what we're doing in my school. It's still a very good option if you don't have Google Classroom to be able to use, and use it in other aspects that are still helping to collect research, helping to annotate, keep your research saved, be able to share it with others, and so on.